Yo, 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 promo code WAR25 Easter, or no, WAR25 Fest, Fest 25 War, it's something like that. Let me find that real quick. We might as well put it up on the screen. Let's see. I had it somewhere, I know I did, and I know I do. If not, you can just watch the video. It's like a 10-second watch. It ain't that long. Yeah, I can't find it. You just have to quickly watch the vid. So yeah, what's good. The game plan is simple. How long does it take us to go from nothing to everything? To go from A0 to A5 on a limited unit, on these brand new, crystal new, fresh, out of the oven 20x banners. How good are they really? How many legendaries is it even going to take? And how many are we going to be able to pull? That is pretty much what we need to figure out. And yeah, that's the game plan. So, am I gonna do a pulse party tomorrow for Voltron? I'm not really the type of guy for doing a pulse party, but I guess we could make one if you want to. Though for now, we gotta get some a poll, right? How many summons for 6 times Anora? Question mark. What even is a realistic? What even is a realistic number, man? 500, 1,000, 2,000, and 4,000. I don't know. Okay, maybe a lot of these numbers are super optimistic. I have no idea. But yeah, how many summons does it actually truly take to get a limited to A5? I was always curious, never had the means, never had what it takes, you know? So we are in a situation where we can finally figure it out. We also have 15x, or better said 20x banners, meaning this is about as many summons as you're ever gonna see anybody do on a single banner, because there is no competing. We're looking at 1,000,000 gems, 20,000 blues. No matter how long it takes, we're gonna get there. No matter how long it takes, we're gonna get there. And yeah, you can see we have the banner right here. And also something interesting, let me know, for those of you that have already summoned on the Lyra Talon banner, how many of you got a Lyra versus how many of you got a Talon? Because I heard some things like Talon being way more uncommon than a Lyra. Yo, Zakik, what's good? Welcome to the stream. No Talon, only Lyra. 400 in neither. 1 Lyra, 1 Talon from 5. Imagine if we do get 6 Anoras on the first 10 pull. You gotta Talon twice, so there's a bit of fluctuation, right? There's a couple that get like too many. There's a couple that get no. You pull for 20 and got A for Elwyn is something. A8 Nyx. Oof, that's none of them. You got Regulus and Brock here. Anora from the first, then Talon on the second. Damn, some of you are unreasonably lucky. Some of you are unreasonably lucky. So we don't really need to do it, but we will pity manipulate for the very first legendary. So we'll also do like a couple summons on Talon. We're not gonna count them. And summon count and legendary count only gets updated every time we pull a legendary. Meaning, let's say we take 130 summons to get our first legendary. It's gonna stay 0 until we get our first legendary, and moving from there, right? So that's the game plan. And yeah, I think we are going to be, yeah, pretty much getting started any second now. Am I missing anything? Audio volume should be fine. You get talent out of 16 divines. 16 divines is a lot. It's not an official account. That's why I have so many. So no reason to worry about this being like, I don't know, me spending $1 million on this. This is pretty much a global equivalent. Hey, there you have proof. Talent doesn't exist. A global equivalent test server. So right here we've got Lyra out of exactly 1 divine for whatever reason. Man, I just wanted to kind of see if maybe we can pull a talent. But we're proving nothing here. We're getting a Lyra like that. Interesting. But yeah, there's a couple units we do actually need, which is if we can pull someone, I would like to get obviously a talent, right? Because we don't have her. Fenris would be great, and yeah, those two, Lyra and Talon and Fenris would be great. But enough of that. Let's get this rolling. It's gonna be a madness. You need a Philippa? Do we? You know, I'm gonna make a video about her. About the most disappointing unit ever. And also the whole story behind her, because it is at least slightly interesting. Though enough said. Let's get into it. So, first 10 pull. As you can see, we're starting off with some epics. Hey, at least we got the raid up. Oh, you know what? We can use the summon counter right here. I don't have to count myself. That's pretty good. So you see how this says 30 out of 20? We have to just subtract 10 and then we get our full count of how many summons it took us. You get Anora in the first 10 along with Thanos and get another copy of Anora in the next 30. That is massive. Oh, also, don't do this, alright? Do not summon for A5 Anora, it is not worth it, alright? She's no Wukong, she's no Kigiri, it is not worth it. It is purely scientific on what does it truly take. How are the 20x raid ups, and hopefully also stopping you from having that, you know, summon trigger finger. Unexpected surprise. I think that's because we got so many epics. Anora, Talon, Kai and Elowen in 350. Ooh, that's not bad. Yeah, reasonable. I wouldn't, to be honest, for most of you, if you already have an Anora, I wouldn't even recommend getting that A1. Like, I can't see a purpose outside of GVG for this awakening to ever, like, truly make a difference. Let's change this to live chat. Boom, bang. Do you go for A1 Talon? If you want to, right? Talon's A1 is by far the most achievable and pretty much, I think, better than the A3. So if you want to go for a Talon Awakening, yes, stopping at A1 is pretty much the reasonable thing to do. If you wanted to, you could also just stay keep her at A0. It depends on if you feel like you need her on your account. But yes, A1 Talon is pretty good. You pull Charles and get an A2 Lyra. Okay, so we're 120 in. Do y'all see a legendary? I don't. So it looks like we're gonna go the long road. Hey yo! Hey yo! This sounds wrong. It feels like there's a certain P-man involved in that sentence, and I am not gonna associate with any of that shit. You plan to go all out for Vordron? honestly, like Voltron, from out of all the lords, I like his design the best. He's like the most manly, he's the most like epic looking, though he's not the most relevant. Like he's great at single target, but Kigiri and Wukong are better. There's just, okay, very first legendary. Let's see, took us 170. So much for pity manipulation. Can we start off strong with an Anora? There we go, cutscene 1 of 6. It only took us 170 and she is also our very first legendary, making a 20 rate up, looking pretty decent as of this moment. So let's update our little tracker right here by introducing a Anora, changing the legendary counter to 1 and changing the total summon counter to 170. And then we just update that thing and get on with it. So 5 left. We've got the 1. We have no guarantee anymore. So now we're gonna get desperate. Alright, let's see. Summons no, strategist, summon count. There we go. Summon count.png. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. I present to you our very first legendary at 170 being a Anora. Alright, let's see how long it takes us to get to that other one, to that next level. 4 legendary heroes under 180. Ooh, that's not bad. Watch how the A1 takes 250 first to get minimum. Let's see. Hey, Anthony was good. Damn, 400 ancients? That's 2 shots at Voltron. But this is test server, right? But does it truly matter? If you were to save these resources, they would get spent either way. But yes, obviously I have not gone clinically insane and spent $1 million on WR pull resources. We are still in the realm of sanity. Somewhat, alright? Somewhat. Just you wait? I don't know. So far the legend rates, I mean, it's not a rate up, right? We're looking at a 0.5% chance. We're looking at a 0.5% chance to get a legendary in the first place. So everything that's not pity is already not above average, but it's also not like that impressive. Alright, here we go. Come on. Getting into summon 250. We're sticking with the normals. You only have... Whoever says only 200 ancients, what's going on? Like 200 ancients, that's a guaranteed lot, and that's something that takes like what? 3? Let's make that 4 to 5 months of like endgame saving. It depends on how generous the developers are, right? Only 700 for A0 Wukong, hold my beer, 1.7k for A0. So far we are on 290 for 1, right? We're 290 for A0. Yeah, we're still 290. Max Gems, I see you got your monthly pocket money. No. Even then I couldn't do this, right? This is purely, once again, this is purely for scientific purposes. Do not attempt at home. This is going to put you into crippling debt. Am I going to do some giveaways today? If you want to enter the giveaway, it is a very short video live on my channel. You can post your UID in the comments and you stand a chance at winning either ancients, rares, gems, or just using my code WOR25fest something something also in the video if you want some extra gemsies. Instructions misunderstood. You remortgaged your house for some more summons. That is a very reasonable take. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry that some of you already whipped out that credit card, already sold off that one kidney, and now you're in this situation. It's partly my fault, but also you should have known better. Alright, let's continue. We are in 350. It took us 180 or soft pity to get our very next legendary. What is it going to be? Is it a back-to-back Anora? So far we're 2 for 2. So far we're 2 for 2. It might have taken us a bit longer than average, but we've already pulled her twice in just 350 summons. The 20x is rating. Is Fenris any good? He's a good AoE marksman. So everywhere you want to use a AoE marksman, that's where you use Fenris. Outside of that, he's nothing super special, but he does, like, I can guarantee you he's going to be amazing once the Northerner faction trial comes out. Once the Northerner faction trial comes out, he is going to be absolutely amazing. So, it is time to update our graphic. We are now 350 summons deep. We've pulled a grand total of 2 legendaries, and would you believe it, just the 2 of them, they can make it if they try. Anora. Twice. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Here we go. Let's continue ever onward into the promised land. Esotericist MM guide. What's MM? Oh, another legendary! It only took us 20! Is this number 3? No! First dud! So, this is the first dud. We've been going 2 for 2. Now it ain't possible anymore. Let's update our graphics real quick. Legendaries go to 3. Summons go to 380. And Artemis joins the fold. So let's get ourselves Artemis. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Put him in, resize him, make him equal to our other pictures. And okay, looks fine enough. Let's update that graphic real quick and then we can move on, just so we can all keep track. There you go. Artemis, legendary number 3. Oh yeah, also, let's, yeah, I think we're fine like this. There we go. Artemis has the biggest gun in the game and they made him a healer. Yeah, but he shoots healing bullets, you know? 20x on Anora, 0.2x on Wukong. Marksman? I mean, what do you mean esotericist marksman guide? How many esotericist marksmen are there? Oh, you meant for Philippa. Yeah. I'll show you everything about her. I'll tell you her backstory. Either today, if I find the time, or tomorrow. Though for now we have some summons to do. Aphras are truly the greatest human invention. I would debate fire and electricity might be a bit more valuable, just a tiny bit. Oh yeah, if anybody wants to, feel free to like the stream so we can get more people here witnessing historic stupidity in trying to figure out how much a limited truly takes on. Also, I kind of feel like this is forbidden knowledge, you know what I mean? It is not something you're supposed to like know, right? The whole point of this like gacha shenanigan with currency conversion and drop rates is you shouldn't be able to, like, at least you shouldn't even be able to take like an educated guess at what this might even end up being, right? But hey, we are here to find it out, right? How long does it take? How many times can we truly fail? You are the overlord way now, absolutely, right? I remortgaged my house, I sold my 6 kidneys, and all in the name of science, obviously, joke intended. How many summons are we deep? 500? So if we look at it from just a statistical perspective at the moment, we've done 490 summons, which should total out to around like 2.3 legendaries. So with us with 3 legendaries, I think we're at least doing quite well. But that Artemis also came pretty early. It's only what, like 400 bucks? It depends, right? If you put a price tag on it, do you count summons that you can get from like guild boss and events and all that, or do you count like special bundles, or do you really just go 1 blue is $1, so $1 is what you get? Alright, I think this might help some people, right? I know, maybe we should have also clarified it just being like more of a... See, this is one of the reasons why I was debating if I even wanted to try this out. But hey, at the end of the day, my community said, hey yo, this is something we want to see. This is Anora number 3. Alright, we had a great start. We went 2 for 2. Now we are 2 for 4. Our drop rate just went from 100 to 50% in just 2 additional legendaries. Isn't that great? So let's update that counter. We are 550 summons in, having just snagged our 4th legendary, being Mr. Cerberus. Also, what's going on with the Curse faction? Is there something we need to know? 100% of our currently pulled legendaries are Curse affiliated. What are the devs hiding? What are the devs hiding? Is this intentional? Is there some conspiracy in the bush? Alright, here we go. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Update that count. Alright. Here we go, 550 on 4, meaning at the moment we are averaging a legendary every 140 summons. Plus minus a couple. Verdeth, if I were to even think about this as being a possibility, then obviously this game would be over. Whatever Verdeth said right there, it is obviously not the truth, and the fact that I feel like I have to say this is already a problem in and of itself. But yes, once again, A3 Hex or A3 Silas? A3 Hex every single time of the day, 24/7. You can wake me up while I'm asleep. I'll wake up and be on A3 Hex's side. When's the detail? I'm still not quite finished. Like with the pace I'm uploading videos and stuff, I just didn't yet have the time to properly sit down and check things out. Though the easiest conclusion seems to be that Infernal Raw is just by far the most superior, even though interestingly enough, from a single target perspective, which Anora isn't quite a single target unit, but from a single target perspective, Soulbound Arcana and Cataclysm both perform equally as well as Infernal Roar. And that's the reason why I haven't yet published a video, because I still don't know how that even makes any sense, right? Because the thing is, Soulbound Arcana and Cataclysm only boost Anora, and it's still so close, even though Infernal Roar boosts the two of them. But I'm like 90% certain you just go with Infernal Roar and there's nothing that can go wrong besides Anora number 3. Come on, 3 for 3, third time's the charm. Can we get another limited? There you go. So we are back over 50%, ladies and gentlemen. So far, I can only say the rates are definitely rating. It feels like this is kind of what you would expect if you were to look at 20x. Yup. What the fuck is this luck? Where was this during Wukong? Yup, that is the real question. Maybe we get another one? No. Okay. We are on 670 for 3 Anoras. So 670, total legendary count 5. Anora number 4. 3. Anora number 3. We still need 3 more. So we're halfway there. We are halfway there. Okay. I don't think, like, the rates are 99% certain the same thing. Like, if we go here, you'll see you have 5%, you got the drop rates. You have 0.4, you got 0.46, you got 788, you got 12. Is the same thing. Still, once again, I do not recommend doing this, alright? I do not recommend. Please stay the hell away from Anora. If you were to do this on a Wukong banner, I can still somewhat justify it, but even then, man, just get like, I don't know, A3 and do the rest with Soul Stones. It's not worth it. So currently we're averaging 1 legendary every... Let's put out the calculator. So we take 670 and we divide it by 5. It takes us 134 currently at the moment average to get another legendary. A3 Ingrid or A1 Praetus or A1 Volderon. A3 Ingrid and then A1 Praetus. Because you've already invested 2 Soul Stones into Ingrid, meaning that not only is she your most used champion, but you also really want that payback from already having her at A2. So bringing Ingrid to A3 is more beneficial to you rather than bringing Praetus to A1. But Praetus's A1 is, I would say, on the same level as Ingrid's A3. So it's not a super clear-cut decision, but this is what I would go with. If I had to pick between Voltron and Garn, I would always go with Voltron, because in my opinion Garn is a bit boring, but that has nothing to do with how good he is. That has nothing to do with who's like objectively better. It's just simply the fact that he's a tank and Voltron just looks cooler and he just smacks harder, right? It's a purely personal preference thing. And you know what I want to make work? I want to like... My hope is making a chaotic Abyss 1 team, and for that I kind of need one more chaotic DPS to get released that you can run alongside Voltron, and then the plan would be to have Voltron as your tank, because Voltron does get a 45% damage reduction if he's the Lord and if you place him after 3 units. So that would be like the dream scenario. Voltron as like your tank and damage dealer, and then like, what else? Is Percy any good? Or is Percy is incredibly amazing. You're just not gonna notice it early on. So Percy is gonna help you everywhere, and the reason for that is his passive. His passive is the only thing in the game that reduces AoE damage taken, which stacks with other damage reductions and whatnot. So especially in Guild Boss 2 and in Abyss 1, he's almost a must-have, and he makes any stage with only even a semblance of AoE damage way more easy and way more approachable. So Percy is a god-like pull, even though he's just a support. You got yourself Anora, Salazar and Talent 280 with pity manipulation. That is some good stuff. Do you got Kai A1? Do I say that or is he useful these days? Oh, Kai got a rework. I wouldn't say Kai. You got A for Percy. That's a lot of Percy legendary. Can it be number 4? Or is it time for us to again get smacked in the face by these raids? Let's see. This is by far the most depressing pull of today. Like, I can accept Cerberus, I can accept Artemis, but this? No. Like, I think at this point we gotta take a breather, let things calm down a bit. Exactly. The guy is the wrong horse. We're looking for Fenris, not Aspan. Fenris, not Aspan. Alright. Let's see. Maybe there's another one? No. Okay. And yes, he's not even a cultist. How dare he? So let's update that sheet. We are 860 deep. We are 860 deep. 6 legendaries in. And we finally found a bad pull. Alrighty, there we go. We are 6 legendaries in at 860, giving us still an average of a little bit above 100, like 140. And we're 6 legendaries in, and currently, like, give me your current opinion. If you were to pull on a limited banner and every second legendary were to be the limited, would you consider that as being good? Or is that not high enough for you? If you were to pull on a limited banner with exactly 1 legendary being the raid up, and you were to get them every second time, is that good, bad? Do we need 50x? Too high? they better whip out that 200x. It's too high? If it is only for you, then yes. If it was for anybody else, then no. Let's see. You know what I heard? I heard someone pull 5 Anoras in 400 summons. I don't know where I saw it, but I think it was on Discord or something. Someone was supposed to be pulling 5 Anoras in 400. That also seems... that seems hella lucky. So, we've crossed our very first benchmark, right? We've crossed 500, we haven't made it. We're closing in on 1000. We are 60 summons off from hitting 1000 summons, which would be the next one. And what most of you at this moment have voted for is that it is going to take us 2000 summons. And then the next biggest part of you have voted for 4000. So we might be sitting here for quite a while longer. Is Hedrum still good or not? Oh, absolutely. Setrum made a humongous comeback. Setrum made a humongous comeback ever since the release of Abyss 1. And also, you want to know what's the difference between a good and a truly great Setrum? You want to know what the difference is? The difference between a good and a truly great Setrum is if you have this if you have this weapon, right? It doesn't even have to be all that good, but you're getting 20% more shield damage as well as 10% penetration in ultimate, which stacks with him already dealing 50% more extra damage to shields. And awakening wise, the A1, when he ults, he grants the buff to the two allies with the highest current attack, meaning for most of you it's gonna be Wukong Kigiri, where they deal also 30% more damage to shields. This is as if Setrum was made for this. Furthermore, he also works with Soul Cadence. Because Soul Cadence needs 2 DPS to like fully charge his ultimate. So you go like Soul Cadence, Hex, Setrum, and then like Torador, Volker, Wukong, Kigiri as like the base comp, with a good amount of synergy and a lot of shield shredding. You got a double legendary. Now that makes me wonder, you got a double Anora 10 pop, falsely angelic. That makes us jealous. What about Gwendolyn? She's not it, alright? So, for those of you curious, Gwendolyn, like, there's a very high chance nobody, like, most of you don't even know who we're talking about, besides the gallery. But this is Gwendolyn. So, Gwendolyn was our third ever limited, and she appeared during the release year of war, which is 2023, on Christmas. So, she was our Christmas limited. And what she does is she shields. She shields very hard. That's what she does. So the only way for Gwendolyn to ever truly come back into the game is when this whole shield synergy that's going on, that's being built on the global server, when that one like gets another couple additions. Like, there's a couple great ones already that work decently well with her. Like, for example, Glacius is probably the best like single target example, because he like scales with shields. The more shields he has, the more damage he deals. Falchia, also recently buffed, is pretty amazing with the shields together. And then if you step in an Elder who gives units his talent, where you deal more damage, equal to 30% of current shield strength, you can get somewhere. But what they would need to do is, if they want to make Gwendolyn worth it for people, is not only do they need to rerun her, but they are also going to have to give her inspiration. If they give inspiration to Gwendolyn, all of a sudden we're again looking at a close call, because we currently, number one, don't have a good inspiration unit, Northerner faction. Secondly, she would be giving shields as well as inspiration. And thirdly, her range is already ridiculous, so she could keep up with, so she has vortex range, right? So she could keep up with, for example, A1 Diao and Durza when it comes to that. So yeah, devs, if you're listening, if you want to make Gwendolyn someone that that people want to get, besides obviously another Anora, is give her inspiration. So come on, is this number 4? There you go. Can I even count? Yeah, I mean, we're almost finished. We're getting close. Yeah, it was Captain Reeves, Falchia, and then Gwendolyn. So we only need to see this cutscene 2 more times. 2 more times. Alright, 1030. 1030 for 7 with 4 Anoras. Oh! Back-to-back legendaries! What are we looking at? 1040! We take her. Beatrix is amazing. For those of you that are still not in the know, she has been getting one of the greatest war beauty makeovers in recent history. She's amazing, right? She's just good, right? Design-wise, I was always a great fan. I kind of like her design a bit more than Morrigan. But yeah, she's amazing though. She's ridiculous. I'll also make something of a more dedicated, you could say, showcase on her. But for that, I really want to have like everything in one place, you know? So we're going to, for example, be beating Gear Dungeon 2 with her if possible. You'll get a Gear Dungeon 1. You'll get Gear Raid 1. I don't know, whatever other AoE performances she might be good in. And also Arena. Specifically Arena. For those of you that have or haven't seen it, I did release a Arena guide for Beatrix. But I then had to take it down because I got informed that the values for HP on test and global server do not align. Meaning that everything I did was pretty much pointless, because if it's not the same, if you can't do what I did, then what's the point of it? Okay, so yep, cultists are back. We are on an absolute cultist hot streak. Out of a total of 8 legendaries, 7 of them have been cultist related. Is there anything going on here? Is this whole thing a Moonton conspiracy? Who am I to know? Alright, summon count, get that up. Okay, good stuff. Oh, not a back-to-back-to-back legendary. Getting back to feeling when the game currency could be edited with Game Guardian. I think when that was popular, I wasn't old enough to like even download applications like that or even understand what was going on. How do we have so many summons and diamonds? It's because we're pretty much on a unlimited Moonton account to conduct testing live on stream. So it is a global equivalent test server. That is the reason why we can do this here, because no, I haven't yet lost my marbles. I have not sold all of my kidneys and 2 of my future children just so I can do this for you. Like, I'm dedicated. I want to give you like the best amount of information, but I'm not dumb, alright? Okay, not as dumb, huh? Gotta stay safe. How many? So, oh, where did it go? Where did our summon count tracker go? Why is it gone? There you go. 1040, 8 legendaries, 4 Anoras, and 4 other legendaries. We only update the graphic every single time we summon a legendary. So, yeah. Yeah, there you go. You can count it yourself. Also, the way you count this goes from right to left. Don't ask me what I did, but the way you read this is we pulled, and let me move myself over the graphic actually. So I'm like not behind the graphic itself. So we pulled Anora into Artemis, Cerberus, Anora, Absent, Anora, Beatrix. That's what we're currently at. Why did I do it like that? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, another legendary. We're on fire. We just need one more. We just need one more. We've barely crossed the 1,000 and we are one away. I don't know about you, but this is looking pretty good, rate-wise. Maybe too good. But yeah, obviously, nah, that's not the way this works. But trust me, the next limited banner we get, we might as well do it again to see if this was all a fluke. Man, this is really going a bit too well, isn't it? But nah, I can assure you there should be no differences. So 1,160 to give us another Anora. It's pretty good. File export. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Oh, legendaries is obviously 9. Sorry. Talent rates are dog shit. Yeah, that's also what I've heard, right? Apparently people are only pulling Lyras, but I've also like seen conflicting evidence. There's some that only pull Talon, there's some that only pull Lyra. $250, but you do have an Anora, no? Right? If you go 250, and also didn't you say you got an Anora? Oh, you mean you went 2 Anoras in one 10 pull and then pulled 250 summons, getting no further Anoras? I mean, come on, I don't think you can complain if you get a double 10 pull featuring 2 Anoras. You should have probably stopped at that point, right? You should have probably stopped once the game gave you 2 Anoras. But you got greedy. And now you're paying Divine Retribution. Do you know, I think that's something that happened like 6 months ago. Honestly. Like, I think it's been quite a while. If the rates were ever not flat, if we were able to prove that, I think it happened like 6 months ago, maybe more. So whatever you pull is whatever you get. If you get lucky, you get lucky. If you don't get lucky, you don't get lucky. By the way, I have no idea what the plan is. She's ass. Like, I don't know why we're getting Philippa as an epic. Like, just look at this kit. Alright? We get the summon graphic back here. But just look at this kit. You're looking at a marksman that can increase their attack speed by 50. Which is half of a attack speed roll. Like, this is something you can just get with a gear piece. The multipliers go only to 110%, not 120%. Terrible. You have every 8 seconds, the next attack deals 300% damage, going down to every 6 seconds, which is, again, terrible. You have unleashes 6 waves of arrow, each dealing 160% damage to one target. How do you even read this, right? Like, is this 6 shots at 60%, 220% damage. For 800, also pretty much terrible, right? Substats, below 3k attack, she's abysmal. The penetration here, yeah, okay, that's decent. Can stack increase 5 more times, 50% chance to gain it twice, 100 attack speed, still not anything. And then deal 20% more damage after the talent attack increases attack speed by 150. No. Like, she was never meant to be a standalone unit. She's good looking, but she was never meant to be a standalone unit in the sense that she was meant to be fusion fodder. She was meant to be fusion fodder for a fusion that never arrived. Should I go for Imrit tomorrow for Anora's bond skill? If you're interested in GVG, yes. Is Anora useless without the bond skill? No. So, if you have an interest in like GVG, because currently there is no true AoE endgame content, right? It just doesn't exist. There's no reason to have a bonded Anora. Is she stronger than a normal Anora? Yes. Is it by so much that you specifically need Imrit or she's useless? No. Like, rather save for some, like, if you truly want to spend your ancients, save for like 1 or 2 more months and spend it on the anniversary banner. It's probably gonna introduce some type of new legendary. Like, if you're pulling for Imrit just for Anora without a GVG focus, then no, you should not go for Imrit. Alright, is this already it? Nope! But you know what it is? It's another cultist. What's going on with cultists today, huh? Alright. So that makes it 10. It makes it very... Did I pull for Talon? Not yet. I think I'll try once on my main account. Like go to one legendary, see if we can snag her. I mean, we might as well do it on stream, right? Like, after we get ourselves an Anora, let's just swap to my main account, see if we can pull a Talon. What's the hint for Ancient Summon animation where you get a legendary, like those blue lines for rare and divine summon animations? The animation turns gold. Like, I think it's something you just should accept. Like, yes, you can dig deeper, yes, you can figure it out, but honestly, you're gonna be able to tell it like what? 2 seconds earlier? It just takes away from the fun. Like, just let King Haas stab his sword, let that thing go, and if it turns gold, that's great. If it turns gold red, that's even better. Why take yourself away the fun of having a look at that animation, right? Sure, there's obviously like a little bit of visual tale, but just let it run through. If it turns gold behind King Horse, that's a legendary. If it turns gold red, it's a lot. It's pretty to look at. Like, trust me, you're gonna be happier not knowing the tell. Too late? Yep, and I can tell you, you were happier without that knowledge. You always skip the animation? Yeah, but that's because you have enough money to afford to do so. Do I think they should rework King Horus? Honestly, he's fine. Like, he's a tank for the Northerner faction. If you want him to tank something, he can tank it. He can still provide the shielding Northerner bonus, and he makes Northerners more tanky. He does his job decently well. It's just, he's a tank, alright? There's only so much you can do for a tank, unless you want to make him busted and make him deal like infinite damage. So, I don't even know what they would change. Like, give him 10% more HP on the shield? Sure, it's gonna make him a bit more tanky, but what does it do at the end of the day, you know? You know, just because King Horus has an A5 that deals damage, that doesn't mean that realistically speaking anyone is ever going to get there anyway, right? But like here, he gets 100% more HP if he's shielded, worth it. This one, yeah, that's pointless, the A3. And the A1 is nice, this one works out well, this is kind of whatever, this is whatever, and this is still pretty decent. Oleg needs a bikini skin? Imagine if Oleg was female. Yeah, but Mr. Law Winter, that's a very, very unusual case. That is not gonna happen to like 99.9995% of the player base. You know what I mean? You saw Beatrix? Yeah, I mean, you know, a year ago you would have been fine, but ever since the devs started this whole buffing hot streak, you should have been more careful. Like, you've known they buffed Calypso, you've seen them buff Solkidens, you've seen them buff Durza. There's another legendary. Is it number 6? But yeah, you should have been more careful. Okay, so it's not number 6. Oh! See, it's that simple. You just ended on the double. You keep the rates rating, man. You keep the 50%, the 50%. Triple? Now this would be disturbing. Alright, let's note down the final values, which is a 1,500 flat. It is 1,500 flat, not a summon more. 1,500 flat for 12 legendaries with 6 Anoras and 7 other legendaries. No, it's 6 for 6. It is 50% on the dot. Damn. To be honest, I did not expect this outcome. So let's update the graphic for a final time. Summon count. Ladies and gentlemen, the results are in. 1,500 summons, giving you an average of, let's divide 1,500 by 12. Alright, let's see, 1,500 by 12. An average of 1 legendary every 125 summons. And a non-Anora rate of 50%. So, yeah. But let's do some real summons, alright? Let's do some summons that hurt where it's supposed to hurt. Which means we are going to be seeing if we can pull a talent in one try. Because I don't have any more tries than that. I'm out of gems, alright? I don't have more than that. But you're here already, so I might as well give you a couple more summons just for the funsies. And yeah. Let's see what this turns out into. Bada-boom, bada-boom. Okay. So, game plan is simple. We go in, we snag ourselves a talent, and we call it a day. As you can see, we did a 10 pull. That 10 pull gave us a constance. For whatever reason. And you can see 30 days ago we got a Boreas, and then 16 hours ago we got a Constance. Important is... Oh, Divines! Let me show you something. We're currently on. Now count with me. 1 Divine Pity. 2 Divine Pity. 3 Divine Pity. 4 Divine Pity. 5. 6. 7. We go to 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 Divine Pity. We're basically going to be hitting the 20 guarantee, as far as I can tell. So, let's see. Okay. 19 it is. Can this be a talent? No. So, very first legendary was none of the raid ups. Let's check out our odds of getting a talent out of 200 and something. Alright, we are on 0 pity, so every summon counts, you could say. That's pretty aggressive. Hars A39. Yes, sir. You've 70 ancient saved for the new ancient hero or spent on Voltron. Damn you, Philippa. We don't even want you. You know, if you already got Ingrid and Praetus, you don't really need Voltron. You can just hold out. But if you like his design, if you like someone with the biggest stick in the realm after Kigiri and Wukong, then sure, go for him. If you want some chance at dominance in arena, he's useful. So, honestly, it's your pick. No matter what you do, it's not going to be a bad decision. It just depends on how patient you are. Oh yeah, and the poll, that is very true. We didn't even make it to 2000. It was legit half. Like, nobody was correct or everybody was correct. Because we had 1,500, meaning 500 away from 1,000 and 500 away from 2,000. 5 rounds up closer to 2000, but it was 1500 flat. Oh, okay, legendary, early legendary. Is this a talent? Does she exist? Come on, give us this swappy marksman. You are not Talon. What are you doing here? Huh? Regulossi. Yep, Liam actually needs his own hero intro. $450 days and you've never pulled a single raid up from a banner? For real? Never? Walking in on the Regulus cutscene? Should we after this is finished? Because I still need a talent anyway on the test, on the live global server. We have to pull for talent anyway, because we gotta get her. So if I ever decide to make some live talent content that I can show it to you, which means we have to pull for talent anyway. Should we do that on stream too? Let me know. Should we do how many summons until we can pull a single talent to see how the rates are on this 20x banner? Because I feel like it's a harder challenge to pull one talent than 6 Anoras with what everybody's been telling me. Right? With what everybody's been telling me, it feels like we're looking at a harder challenge to pull one. Then why wasn't there 1-5? You would have picked that? Ah, for sure you would have. Like, you always knew deep down it was gonna end this way, am I right? Oh, I really hope it doesn't take all that long. Yo, Thunderplays, enjoy your sleep, man. Thank you very much for joining in. I greatly appreciate it. Double I? Do we... Don't look at my stash, alright? don't look at my hero stash. Shit. No, we're out of space. 20 isn't for me today. You pulled 100 coins. And please don't tell me you sold a Beatrix, alright? Everything else is fine. Just don't tell me you sold a Beatrix and I can accept it, alright? I can be like, okay, understandable. It's not that bad. Okay, let's get rid of these gems first. See if maybe we can get a talent once we go to broke. Yeah, you got her on the first. See, this is why it's so confusing. There are some that say, oh, I only pull talent, and then there's others that say, oh, I only pull Lyra. Here's our second legendary. Again, early pity apparently. Last one was Regulus. Can we finally get ourselves a talent? Too easy! So yeah, apparently she's not that hard to get. It's a 50%. And yeah, let's see how long she's gonna stay in the spot with all the other great units. What is Diao doing there? Shh. We don't talk about Diao. Okay, now this might have just been a fluke. So we have to see if we can replicate it, right? Currently we're looking at a 50% chance of getting a raid up, which is pretty good, right? This is what we had on the Anora banner. We had a 50-50 between pulling raid up and non-raid up. So we have to obviously see. Let me see. Boom, bang, bang, boom, boom, bang. What's going on? Oh yeah. Ha, here we go. So, current conjecture is a good old 50-50. But is that truly what these rates are looking? No, that would be a separate video in and of itself. Because keep in mind, here you're looking at 2 rated up units, right? In the limited banner, it's only a single one. But here it's 2. So logic would dictate if you were to go for a A5 talent, you would have to whip out 3000. Now it was Krag and you're already late game, so he wouldn't help you even if he had a buff. That's alright. Let's just hope they never buff him then. But yeah, I have to do a follow-up with the devs on what they think about my Krag rework, right? On my Krag and Shami rework. We did forward it to them, but I haven't yet asked for like the exact response. Maybe we can actually get it. What do you think? Is 600 speed too much for Anora? It's only too much if you're using an attack speed main stat. If you're not using an attack speed main stat, then no, it's not too much. But if you're using attack speed main stat, then yes, what are you doing? Don't use attack speed main stat. So yeah, it fully depends on, maybe your substats are the best I've ever seen, right? But if you're using attack speed main stat, don't do that. It just hurts your Anora more than helps. Wanted to ask if I'm early game, I got Anora, Volk, Harzen, Xena from her banner. Should I go to pull on Tail banner or Hatset one? Which one will be most beneficial? I need a bit more information than that. Because I need to know, like, do you already, okay, is this a talent? I don't know. Do you already have an AoE source of damage, right? Because I wouldn't quite count Anora. Apparently it's pretty easy to get an talent, but I wouldn't quite count Anora and Hatset. Hatset's most use case is like pushing you in gear rate 3, pushing you in gear rate 1, pushing you in gear rate 2. I mean, yeah, you kinda want the Hatset instead of a talent because you have pretty much just magic damage right there. Like Anora, Volk, Xena is all just magic damage, and you set your early game, so Hatset is going to help you way more. Where to use attack speed main stat gear? Supports. So units like healers can be fine with attack speed main stat gear, and then units you just want to ult spam, like for example Greed. Greed can be fine with attack speed main stat gear. And then you have a different category, and that is heroes with increased attack speed. One of those is, for example, Helga. Helga just gets more from attack speed than other heroes, so Helga is a good candidate for an attack speed main stat. Faixia, same thing. Faixia also has specialized attack speed, so she also gains more from attack speed. Sagak, if you have him. Sagak is also a good option if you're looking for someone to give him with specialized attack speed. Are we missing anyone? Sagak, Faixia, Helga. No one super popular. Crowder any good? Yeah, Crowder's pretty good. Let's see if we can get a second talent copy while we talk about whatever you want to know. What's the minimum attack speed for Anora? I would aim for nothing lower than plus 200. So if you want the full value, it's 300, but anything below plus 200 is just too low. But it also depends on your gear and where you're currently in the game. The earlier you are in the game, the less important attack speed is. But if you can afford it, especially with like ancient gear and whatnot on the right side, don't go below plus 200 or 300 total, right? Just try to stick above that threshold and you're gonna be fine. Mary? Yeah, but Mary's more of a support, yeah. Oh, Voroth? Yeah, Voroth can use it, but Voroth's also kind of trash. Lyra or Yuri for Guild Boss 1? Abyss? Or are we talking Abyss? Because Abyss, Lyra 100%. And if it's Nightmare 4, probably Yuri. Yeah. Lyra's more prevalent in Abyss and Yuri's more useful in Nightmare 4. If it's Nightmare 4 and you plant, like, if you have a good Nightmare team, Lyra's gonna be more beneficial. Also look at your main DPS. If your main DPS aren't doing magic damage, putting in Lyra, giving you that magic vulnerability really doesn't do a whole lot. So if your main DPSs are physical, then just go with Yuri. If your main DPSs are magical, then just go with Lyra. It depends on what your team's built like. Okay, there was something else. You've practiced Anora, Borg, Xena, Regulus, Kai, Setchum, Haas, Abo, and Elo, but yeah. I mean, Talon would be really useful for you because you have no dedicated, like, true single target damage dealer. I mean, it's kind of one of both. Like, it's like both would be fine. Both Hudson and Talon would work for you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, Lyra would be nice too. Like, Lyra would be fine too, right? Lyra would also be like single target DPS. Like, both banners are great. Both Twyla and Hudson or Lyra and Talon would both help you out at the moment. But Hudson probably a bit more than the others. Also, I just got Talon, but she doesn't do much damage as shown in the vid. She does lesser than my Yuri and Zilly in NM3 and 4, Sovereign Arcana set and Warlord set and Claw Artifact. We're talking about fully skilled though, right? You got a fully skilled? Kriya A1190, ouchie. Oh, Crowder's just a big tank. Crowder's one of the few units in the game that can get to, let me not lie, 7 block? 6? 6 or 7 blocks. So you use them, like the main points where you use Crowder are Immortal Codex. So you're gonna use them on Hellfire Emperor. Crowder's very popular on Hellfire Emperor because he can just block a whole lot. And then something that comes to mind is anti-heal strategy for Gear Dungeon 1, right? He's overall just a solid tank, but what makes him like a bit better is the fact that he can block a lot. So he's nothing super special, but he's a tank that can block. Why are we pulling on the Anora banner? I'm sorry. Yeah, see what you get and go from there. So you said Talon versus Yuri, right? Like, here, let's just pull them out, because why not? We pulled ourselves one. See, this is one of the great reasons why we need ourselves a Talon here, preferably second. She's in the box. All right. Let me fix that real quick. So what we're currently gonna do, we're just gonna put Yuri versus Talon. It's not quite a fair. It's fair enough. Yeah, I think it's fair enough to the point that we can justify it. So let's go with Talon. Okay. I think Talon or Lyra is also good for you, Andy, and no Kigiri means you don't. Hey! No problem. That's what I'm here for. Weird maths? We'll see. We'll just see for ourselves what this turns out to be. Like, might as well. Not quite. Not quite. That's upgrade books, right? That's full upgrade books versus. I mean, we can't. Fuck, we can't give them the same artifact. So technically, yes, there's a button. You just don't have it. if that helps you. Man, we guess. I hate the fact that we're currently a bit understaffed resource-wise. I don't like it. To 25, what's it gonna take us? Couple thousand mythic meteorites. Test. Oh, where did it go? Sorry. Yeah, there you go. Should have also been like at the bottom there. So. Let's see. 2,600, and then we go to general. Just pick the fighters. 1-3 and marksman. Keep a claw. 5,000 should be enough, right? As you've seen, we're pretty much out of skill dust, so that's also not a good issue to have. A3 Ingrid is not gonna solo the second magic shield, but it's gonna help you break the second magic shield, if that's what we're looking for. Though, even if you A3 Ingrid, you might have to bring 3 magic DPS to break the second magic shield, because 27 million, especially for the magic side of things, it's quite a lot. You got Hex Artie to level 22 without Hex, sad life. As soon as you get Hex, he's gonna be happy, you know? Okay, we're finally ready, so let's go with Infernal Roar. Let's go with attack percent, crit rate, crit damage, attack speed. We will try to make the builds as equal as possible. Okay, now we just gotta prepare Yuri. Attack, attack, attack. So one of them has to be crit damage. Then attack percent, crit damage. Alright, let's compare. How close are we? So 260 attack less, but 4.5% crit rate more. So we need some attack percentage more on this piece right here, if we can. Is there more? No. Would be too much. How about attack percent piece here? Crit damage, attack speed. Yeah, obviously we're not gonna find more attack there. So chest piece. 23. 23 is already pretty high. And we can swap the weapons of the two of them. Okay, let's check again. 43, 5, 8.5. This is basically the same thing. We got Blightcaller's Claw, we got Blightcaller's Claw. Okay, let me go to -3. Yeah. Constants? Do we currently have our gear on constants? Yes, we do. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's put them both in. So Diao first so that nobody gets the inspiration. And we just bring Yuri, Talon, boom, bang, bim, and then there you go. You can obviously see Yuri's ultimate did hit during the vulnerability phase of the boss in comparison to Talon's, and that is what like allowed her to close the distance. Oh, we need to bring a healer. True. We need to bring Elo in. Yeah. Sorry. My bad. Also, something important is you see this DPS meter right there, right? You see this one? So give me a second here. Let's set everything up. So you see this DPS meter right here. This is true damage. This is actual damage during the fight. And what you see at the end of the fight does not include damage dealt against shields. So if a unit, for example, were to use their ultimate just against the shield, while another one were to use that ultimate against the vulnerability phase of the boss, then obviously the unit that used their ultimate on the shield is going to look worse at the very end. So the end statistics at the very end, they don't include shield damage. This overall statistic, on the other hand, does in fact include shield damage. So, yeah. With your hope Elowen doesn't wear Invig? She doesn't. So, whew, saved my career. Yeah, I don't know why he recommended you to use the Will or the Guardian set. Like, why not just go full on HP mode? Why not bring Unshaken Will as Talon's main DPS set? Because you're boosting an already great HP put even further, as well as adding even more safe sustain by giving her the ability to regenerate HP upon getting hit. So, I don't know. But, yeah. So, and here you see even Yuri is getting off a perfect ultimate on the vulnerability. Vulnerability runs out. Talon is after that one. So, yeah. Yeah, but like I said, you probably used Yuri's ultimate after the shield while you used Talon's on the shield or something. That's like the most likely one. What was interesting is it showed that invigoration. Yeah, because it does make sense because she converts attack into HP, right? I'm sorry for the voice crack. She converts attack into defense. So if you give her invigoration, obviously her attack goes up by a 10%, and that one then gets converted into defense. Yo, Harbinger was good. So I don't know if this answers your question, but you've seen it. The gears equal if Talon isn't even off a slightly bit worse. And yeah, I think this is good enough, right? Should be fine. So as I said, Talon is a good unit. Also the best way to show you why, or also we're using Infernal Roar, right? We're using Infernal Roar on Talon because Infernal Roar also works on this Nature's Fury. So I think Talon is another case of you want her in Infernal Roar rather than Sorbonne Arcana. So it might just be a set issue on your side, yeah. I mean, we can check it out ourselves, right? We've seen the score of a Talon in a Sorbonne Arcana, right? We've seen in an Infernal Roar, we've seen 94 million. What if we just take a Sorbonne Arcana set and give her the same gear? Huh? How about that? Should help solidify this whole thing. So shenanigan. So let's find something similar enough. Now we need a bit more attack speed actually. That works. And then here we just go for some crit damage. Oh, and also we'll trigger her ultimates early, don't you worry. Okay, let's see. Maybe we can roll something comparable. 60, 61, 69. Let's compare that to Yuri again. Less attack, bit higher attack speed, bit higher crit damage. Pretty much fine enough. We have the stats on her. So we're going to be bringing in Ingrid. Abomination. No. Do we have any other faster? Do we have any other on-deploy ultimates that I'm not thinking of? Like, who has an ult that is like almost ready on deployment? Huh. Whatever, it's gonna be fine. Zillitu? True, Zillitu would have been a good one. Alright. So we have DR. We obviously have to wait until she's on the field before we do the DR swap. So we have them in so that there's no invigoration, something happening. And then we have Diao for the first, ultimate, Ingrid for the second, and then, I don't know, Farsi Abomination and fucking this guy for the next one. Okay, so we have 1, 2, this is 3, this is number 4, and this is number 5. And we can take out the rest again. Yep, no buffs on either. Alright. So keep in mind we had 94 million as a score last time. So let's check out what the score turns out to be this one. I don't know about you, but the gulf is getting even bigger. While I'm eating, Venoma team? Why? Oh, you mean that we increase the... Are these from Denmark? No, those are, as far as I'm concerned, from Germany. From Cologne, or Köln, the way you want to speak it properly. What do we play? Oh, we played Nightmare 4. Sorry. No wonder that we lost. But yeah, let's bring in Venoma. Why not? No, wait, that's bad. No, we can't bring her in. We're looking at Sorbonne Arcana set, and the way that if you ult with a Sorbonne, with a unit, like if you ult with any unit, the unit that has Sorbonne Arcana equipped increases their damage by 10%, up to the cap of 50% with the Sorbonne Arcana set effect. So that's the reason why we want to ult as quickly as possible, to simulate a full team fight in which you would normally get to 5 ultimates pretty darn quickly. So this is 2. This is 3, 4, 5. Okay. Time to go. Yep, exactly. Oh yeah, also, for those of you curious on how to best build Talon, I would get more attack rather than more crit damage, because she doesn't gain like attack percent from her ultimate. So if you were to build her, build a bit more, not crazily, but a bit more towards attack rather than crit damage. Like, do ya remember, for those of you that have been playing this game for a while, do you remember the time when 100 million damage in Nightmare 4 was pretty impressive? When, like, having a unit that was able to deal 100 million damage on Nightmare 4 actually meant something? It's crazy. Like, now we're looking at A0 units that do that without, like, any vulnerabilities and whatnot. Like, before that, the only time you ever saw 100 million was, I don't know, on an Arrogance with A5 under Toreador lead, somehow getting over 100 million. Yeah, Wukong, he does that at A0. Like, it's not the same time anymore. Yeah. 50k blood, I mean, it's still a challenge. Like, you might not realize it, but 50k blood is still a challenge that a lot of players are struggling with, even though to you as like a more endgame account, it feels like you bring 2 units and all of a sudden you got 50k, right? But yeah, you can see Sorbonne Arcana performs slightly better. So Sorbonne Arcana is even more efficient. My best guess on how? I don't know. You tell me. But yeah. there you go. So Summon Arcana should make her even a bit better. So you can see we did nothing really. And you're looking at 100 million damage. And yeah. Alright, peoples. We pulled ourselves a talent. It didn't take all that long. I mean, we can try to get another one for that A1. Or better said, for me to like have a second talent to upgrade. And yeah, and then we're probably gonna end this. Holy shit, just put new Phineas and new talent on a 10 pull. Ooh. That exclusive artifact, and oh boy, he is going to be doing menacing things against that Abyss 1. If he wants to proc, right? If he doesn't want to proc, maybe all your units die and you don't even have a chance, right? You don't even have a choice. You can do nothing against it and you're gonna get slapped around. You can't craft this artifact to say, hey, legendary, come on, give us a talent, please. Gracious. Alright, peoples. We see each other in the next one. Probably a video, maybe a stream. I have no idea. It has been fun. We figured out how long and how much it takes to get an Anora to A5. And the answer is 1,500. It's pretty good. So yeah. Peace. Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to like the video, like the stream, share it with Barack Obama. Oh, I mean, I guess I could tell you, for those of you that are still here after this whole peace declaration, whatever, the next stream is probably going to be me doing a takeover for my mom's account. Because even though she's playing the game like you would expect a mom to play the game. So, 360 plus days, and the progress, you'll see. So just a little teaser for those of you interested, and make with that information what you want. We see each other whenever I do find the time for this. And also, let me see if I can do it. Talon, Ballin, Fallen,